And let's stay on the flooding. The remnants of ex-tropical cyclone Jasper are slowly moving away from far north Queensland, but they've left a trail of destruction in its path. The emergency situation remains for some areas, but severe weather warnings have been lifted. Cairns Airport has reopened and cars are slowly returning to the region's highways. In Cairns, at least one person is dead as a result of more than half a metre of rain hitting that area in recent days, with some homes still inundated and many others without power. Cairns Mayor Terry James joins us now live. Thanks for joining us, Terry. Give us an update on the latest situation. I guess as the waters recede, you're getting a look at the damage. How devastating is it?
Chris, there is a fair amount of damage to our infrastructure up here, particularly the roads. We've had some roads around the area of the Barron River Delta, which is Mason's Beach, Holloway's Beach, Yorkie's Knob, Lake Placid. It's isolated around that, the main damage to the homes that cop the water, but it's taken out a lot of our sewage and water infrastructure as well. But all things considered, we're back online pretty well by today. Our guys have been in there because it's the first dry day that we've had, and it's the first day they've had a chance to get out there and assess the damage. But we're pretty well back online today. We are still urging people to conserve water because we nearly ran out of water because of the clogging up of our intake, water intake. Well, they got that fixed a couple of nights ago, and we're starting to produce water now. But it's mainly in those areas in the Barron River Delta, Chris, that really cop the bad work and of TC Jasper, and also further north too, up in the Douglas Shire, Woodgill, Cooktown area. They've really copped the brunt of this.
Yeah, we've got that one life loss, which of course is tragic for that person and their family, but let's hope the death toll remains at that level. Presumably you're still trying to reach out to all sorts of people in isolated areas to make sure they're okay?
Yes, generally in the Cairns area, everyone is accessible now. We've got access to all the beaches under traffic control, of course, to keep the disaster tourists out of the area so we can get on and start fixing things. As I said, further north, it's not as good. They're still isolated up, in particularly around the Woodgill area. Yeah. They were evacuated out of there today. But generally... Chris,
Terry, well, that's exactly what I wanted to ask, Terry. You mentioned disaster tourists. You don't want people bicking around the place at the moment. But how soon are you going to want tourists up there to help the place recover economically?
Chris, the city itself, Cairns, pretty well unscathed. We would like to see them back next week. The Great Barrier Reef's still there. The airport's open. The harbour's open. We'll be ready for business. We need to support some of these operators that have done it very tough. You know, I'm looking at a picture of the water there now. It's not too bad. The water has receded nicely. Of course, the road's still cut to Port Douglas, but we've got one of the tourism operators is ferrying people backwards and forwards up on there, and that's just a nice adventure all on its own. So we would welcome people back next week, Chris.